It begins with a question older than history itself. What if the world before us wasn't as primitive as we were taught? In quiet deserts and buried hillsides, under the weight of 10,000 years of silence, stand monuments that should not exist. Stones carved with precision before the dawn of civilization. Pillars that speak in forgotten symbols. Structures that defy our understanding of human beginnings. In one conversation, explorers and skeptics trade disbelief. How could a place like Göbekli Tepe, older than the pyramids, have been deliberately buried and left untouched for millennia? Why do those who guard it now say the world must wait 150 years before it's fully revealed? What secret could possibly justify such delay? Across the sands of Egypt, technology peers beneath the Great Pyramid, and the data suggests impossible depths, colossal shafts reaching down toward the Earth's heart. Claims of vast underground chambers and unknown geometries ignite both wonder and outrage. Official voices call it nonsense, while others whisper that the truth was never meant to surface. And then comes the old guardian of Egypt himself, Dr. Zahi Hawass, certain, unshaken, insisting that every block, every ramp, every tomb proves one thing. Humans built the pyramids. No aliens, no lost gods, just the hands and dreams of ancient Egyptians. Yet even his certainty cannot silence the questions that echo in the dark, because somewhere between myth and measurement, faith and evidence, there lies a space, a gap in time, where the past refuses to behave. Tonight, we descend into that gap, into the secrets buried beneath the stones, into the stories that challenge everything we thought we knew. Today, we'll explore these mysteries, one by one, and uncover what might really be hidden behind them. The truth beneath the sand. What really built the pyramids? In this episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Egypt's most famous archaeologist, Dr. Zahi Hawass, steps into the studio with the weight of 4,000 years of mystery on his shoulders. He's the man who has excavated the tombs of the pyramid builders themselves, and tonight, he's on a mission to end every myth about aliens, lost civilizations, and forgotten magic. As Rogan presses him about what modern archaeologists may have gotten wrong, Hawass begins to reveal a story buried deep beneath the desert, one that challenges everything we thought we knew about how the pyramids were built.
What do the archaeologists have wrong in these archaeologist books?
For example, number one, they say that the workmen who built the pyramids worked only 4 months a year. When the flood covered the whole country, the king hired the workmen to work in his pyramid. This is wrong, and I will tell you what's correct. Number two, that the stones used in building the Great Pyramid came from Torah, and Torah is a 25 miles to the east from Giza. And number three, that Khufu ruled for 23 years. And number four, that the stones of the Great Pyramid are 2,300,000 blocks.
How many blocks are there?
Now, let us talk about number one, the workmen.
The workmen.
I found the tombs of the pyramid builders only 1 mile south of the Sphinx. A major important discovery that can tell everyone, number one, that pyramids built by Egyptians because of the names that we found inside the cemetery. And they were not slaves.
Because is that your phone?
Yes, I have to.
Yeah, kill that thing.
Kill it. You're right. I always, because I do lots of interviews, I always close it.
Oh, I get
Except today.
No worries. Nobody knows how to shut these things off anymore.
Then now, this discovery.
Okay, so explain. So you found the pyramids, you found the workers' pyramids graves a mile away.
1 mile south of the pyramids.
And by their names?
Then I found names of the workmen. I found the lower cemetery. The lower cemetery were for the burial of the workmen who moved the stones. And the upper cemetery was for the technicians.
Right, and how do you know this?
I will tell you.
Okay.
Now, the tombs down there are very primitive tombs, built from mud brick, cost nothing. Underneath is a skeleton. And if the skeleton is for a man, he's holding a beer jar. He wants to drink beer in the afterlife. If the skeleton is for a woman, She has a perfume vessels. She wants to have perfume in the afterlife. Inside the upper cemetery, I found 21 titles in hieroglyphic. For example, the overseer in hieroglyphic of the side of the pyramid.
Oh, it says that, the overseer of the side of the pyramid?
Imira Gesmer in hieroglyphic. The overseer of the west side of the pyramid. Draftsman, craftsman, the one who stands in front of the harbor. All these titles had to do with building the pyramid. Inside the tombs, we found the tools that the Egyptians used to cut the stones.
What tools?
Diorite and flint tools, because in the Old Kingdom, there was no iron.
Are these photos of these tools available online? Can we look at them?
Yeah, I can send it to you.
Can we see them online? Are they online?
No, in my book, Giza and the Pyramids. I don't know if it's online.
I'm sure it's online. Jamie will find it. So these these tools were flint and diorite? What is diorite?
Diorite, D-I-O-R-I-T-E. Diorite is more sharp stone than iron. And it came from a quarry south of Aswan.
So you feel like they used this very hard stone to cut into
cut the stones. And I will come back to this cutting the stones.
Okay.
But let me continue about the workmen.
Okay.
To the east of the tombs, we found an area for sorting salted fish. We found an area for the bakery, making bread. We found the workmen barracks for the workmen who moved the stones to live. We found a whole city for the technicians, for the artisans. And we discovered thousands of animal bones. Because people always say that the workmen who built the pyramid, they ate only garlic and bread and drink beer. And I thought if they do that, they will die. But now we discovered that they slaughter 11 cows and 33 goats every day. And this can feed 10,000 workmen a day. Then we believe now, and I published, that the workmen who built the pyramids were 10,000 workmen. And they worked every day, and they took 1 day off every 10 days. Joe, I want to tell you, the pyramid was a national project. The 3 millions who lived in Egypt had to build the pyramid for the king to be a god. And therefore, the households in the south and the north of Egypt participated in building the pyramid by sending workforce and food to help the king. Now we come to the second point, the stones. We discovered that all the stones of the 3 pyramids at Giza, the stones came from quarries in the site itself.
Even the king's chamber?
No, except the granite in the king's chamber and
where'd that come from?
From Aswan.
And that's 500 miles away, right?
Yes, by the flood. The flood.
And those were 50 to 80 tons?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't?
Yes.
I would, if I was working there, it would matter.
No, because I showed you. Not only 50 tons. It's 20 tons. Now, what we found out, first, how the Egyptians built the pyramid. They make on the ground a square base. Okay?
Okay.
And after that, they cut in the solid rock in the 4 sides. You know, I'm going to tell you one thing.
Okay.
If you tell me that pyramids built by giants, okay? I will say, okay, come to the excavation. All the skeleton that we discover are 5 to 6 feet high. Nothing about giants.
Who's saying they were built by giants?
Some people say that.
Oh, okay.
The second.
I've heard aliens.
Okay, the second, aliens. If aliens built the pyramids, do they leave any? Do they shit sometimes? Aren't they going to shit?
Maybe aliens don't shit.
If they don't shit, are they
Everyone
going
shits?
to leave something on the ground? On the contrary, I give you the evidence, every evidence that I will tell you today.
Of actual workers.
Of actual workers and what's happening. Now, we come about building the pyramid. All the stones I told you came from Giza Plateau. We found out what happened first. They cut in the solid rock.
Okay.
And they made the base of the pyramid to be 28 feet on the solid rock. No stones. Do you get this?
Yes.
We have in Egypt 120 pyramids. We don't have only Khufu pyramid
Right.
that everyone is talking about. You have 120 pyramids. This is one of them.
Right.
But the reason that this pyramid is so accurate and strong, because Giza Plateau is the only site in Egypt of the pyramids. It's a part of the Mokattam Formation. It has 3 levels. Level 1 and 2 are very bad stones. But level 3 is the top quality of the stones. That the Egyptian used this stone to build the pyramid. Then after they make the base of the pyramid to be 20 feet each of stone, we found out 1,000 feet away, we found out the quarry location. All the
So
stones.
they only had to bring the stones 1,000 feet.
Only the stones that
The stones-
that came from outside are the casing stones, and I will talk about this later. That
Okay.
came from Torah, and the granite came from Aswan.
And the casing stones with the outside smooth surface.
Exactly,
Limestone,
came
right?
from Torah.
Okay.
Then now, when we discovered the quarry location and the base of the pyramid, we thought how they established the ramp. You know the ramp?
Right. To move.
To move the stones.
Right.
We found out if the Egyptian will make the ramp from the quarry to the base, it will never happen. Because when you raise the base, you need to extend the ramp. We found out, listen to this carefully,
Okay.
that the only way to have a permanent ramp is to come to the southwest corner of the main pyramid. They built the ramp like this.
Okay.
And I excavated, and these are photos in my book, Giza and the Pyramids. I excavated from here to here. When the Egyptian construct a ramp, when they finish building the pyramid, they demolish the ramp. They cannot demolish all of it. They have to leave something in the ground.
Okay.
Do you get this?
Yes.
I excavated from here to here. I found in situ remains of the ramp.
Are there photos of this?
Of course, in my book.
Okay, let's find the photos of the equipment first. Can't find anything?
It's in my book.
What did you find?
Well, nothing.
Nothing?
It's
How is that not online? That doesn't even make any
Pictures of the
sense.
It's in my book,
But-
Giza and the Pyramids.
Maybe
These
look up
are the
from,
tombs.
his
Joe,
book.
these are the tombs of the pyramid builders.
Right there.
This is the excavation. And this all what I discovered. This is my discovery of everything. Every piece of sand here tells us about the builder of the pyramid. But let me continue this. I will come to you. Then now, let us, if you go to my book, you will find out that I found here the diorite and the flint tools. Listen, then now I will come. The stones for building the pyramid came from the plateau. The casing came from Torah. Now we come to how many years Khufu ruled. Joe, there is one big discovery happened a few years ago.
Are these the tools?
No. This is tools for artists. The tools in our book, which is big diorite tools and big flint tools, big ones.
And why is this not online?
Who never put them in line? It's in my book.
Right, but I mean, wouldn't that be everywhere? I mean, that's such a huge archaeological discovery.
It's not. It's because it's everywhere. It's not only in the workman only. It's in every site. You have these tools in many sites.
Right, but why aren't these tools online? That's all I'm asking.
Ask the people online, but they are remains in my book.
Are they in a museum somewhere?
There is some in the Cairo Museum, yes.
So there should be a photograph of them in the museum.
Okay.
What would Jamie look for? But I don't know. I'm just like asking him.
Now I want to come to
What museum would have them?
Cairo Museum.
Cairo Museum
Yes.
would have those tools?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, a few years ago, a major discovery happened for the first time. It is the first time that we have written evidence about building the pyramid of Khufu.
When did this happen?
3 years ago.
Really?
It's called the Wadi al-Jarf papyri. Do you want to know what's in this papyri?
I do.
This papyri was found in Sinai, in a port belongs to Khufu. And inside this port, there was caves. And inside the caves found remains of boat and this big papyri. It's large, huge.
There it is.
That's it, exactly. Okay?
And what does this say?
Now,
First of all, how old is that?
4,600 years ago.
Isn't that amazing?
And listen,
Find writing.
In this-
4,600. So papyrus was made with animal skin, correct?
no, papyrus was of papyrus, from the papyri.
Right. What is it?
The papyri is just like leaves.
Okay.
Now, but listen to the papyri. It is a diary of an overseer of the workmen. His name is Merer, Merer. Okay? Merer is saying, I am Sahaj in hieroglyphic, means an inspector. Under me, working 40 workmen. I was hired by Khufu to work in his pyramid. This is in hieroglyphic. And he said, my immediate boss, his name is Diddy.
Like P. Diddy?
Diddy, yes. Now,
Okay.
20 years ago, in my excavation west of the Great Pyramid of Khufu, I discovered 20 tombs.
Are these the tools?
No, this is not the tools. No. The tools are really sharp type of big tools. We found some of them.
What is
Not-
that Jamie's looking at? What are these
This could be the tombs in the lift is like them. In the lift here.
those tools? Are
No,
like
no,
them?
no, no, more. No, down. No.
Where?
You know here there is two. There is more to the left. To the left. To the left. To the left. No. Again.
What?
This two tools.
You mean up?
Down.
What are you talking?
The second one. After this one. That's it. Up. That's it. And this one.
Oh, those.
Those.
Yeah. But don't those look exactly like the other photograph we just had? Those up there. That looks like the heads of
But
these
this was the
things.
smalls. I'm talking about big ones.
So that's...
These are tools for making statues and things like, but not cutting the stones.
Oh, I see. So these are the same kind of tools, though, with the same kind of materials.
Dr. Zahi Hawass' words cut through centuries of speculation. He's not guessing. He's standing on a site he personally uncovered just 1 mile south of the Sphinx. There, beneath the golden sand, he found the tombs of the pyramid builders. Each grave told its own human story. Beer jars clutched by men, perfume vessels beside women, tiny details of real lives that helped raise the Great Pyramid. For decades, books claimed these workers were slaves or part-time laborers forced into service by pharaohs. Hawass' discovery shattered that image. Evidence showed organized teams, living quarters, bakeries, and even remains of cattle and goats. Proof that these were skilled craftsmen, well-fed and honored for their work. Ancient graffiti written in hieroglyphs called them things like the Friends of Khufu, a far cry from the idea of a beaten workforce. When Rogan asked if aliens or giants could have built the pyramids, Hawass didn't hesitate. He laughed, pointing out the skeletons, every one of them between 5 and 6 feet tall. No giants, no extraterrestrials, just thousands of laborers bound by a national project that united an entire civilization. The granite used for the king's chamber did come from Aswan, nearly 500 miles away, but the journey wasn't alien technology. The stones were transported by the annual Nile flood, a natural highway that turned Egypt into a moving construction site every year. And then came one of the most astonishing archaeological finds of the century, the Wadi al-Jarf papyri. Discovered in a port on the Red Sea, these ancient documents are the world's oldest known papyri. Diaries written by an overseer named Merer. In them, he describes hauling limestone from the Tura quarries to Giza under orders from King Khufu himself. It's the first written first-hand record of pyramid construction ever found. This single discovery bridged the gap between myth and reality. It proved beyond doubt that the Great Pyramid wasn't a mystery of the gods. It was the achievement of an organized, industrious, and very human Egypt. The truth is, the real miracle of the pyramids isn't who built them. It's that humanity still struggles to believe we could. Hidden chambers beneath the Great Pyramid. Real or myth? A late-night conversation spirals into breaking news that sounds almost impossible. Using new radar and LiDAR imaging, researchers claim they've uncovered vast hidden structures beneath the Great Pyramid. Massive columns, strange coils, and tunnels descending deep into the earth. The rumor spreads fast across social media and podcasts, igniting excitement and disbelief. Could Egypt's greatest monument hide something deeper than tombs? Perhaps evidence of a lost technology? Even Joe Rogan's guest can't tell where the truth ends and imagination begins. And as names like Graham Hancock and Dr. Zai Hawass enter the debate, the mystery grows darker.
Talking of pyramids, dude, this new pyramid shit that's just come out?
Oh, this is insane. Yeah, I was going to send this to you as well, Jamie. I'll send you one of the most comprehensive breakdowns of it on X because it's quite stunning. So apparently, through the use of LiDAR, they have discovered that there are enormous structures underneath the Great Pyramid that go kilometers deep into the earth with coils. So enormous pillars, and then these coils. They don't understand what it is because they're just looking at LiDAR images. But whatever this is a uniform structure. There's several pillars, and all of this is like very, very, very weird.
Yeah, it's 600 meters descending down those cylinders, and then there's more stuff below it, and then there's additional structures inside of it. Yeah, that was crazy.
It's really crazy. There's a guy, Jay Anderson, and he did a breakdown of it. Maybe this would be good. We could play this. It makes a little more sense when someone's explaining it to you.
Well, yeah, I mean, we need somebody that's an expert here, not me and you.
Zawi Hawass, by the way, has said it's nonsense. So I don't know.
Already?
Yes. According to Graham Hancock. This is the wonderful thing about having Graham Hancock.
I texted Graham yesterday. I was like, yeah, what's going on with this?
Yeah, so click on that and go full screen, please.
How significant of a discovery this is.
Dun, dun, dun. I love the music. And geometry, so you know it's real.
You got to appreciate the dramatic intro.
Project Unity.
What has just been announced in relation to the pyramids at the Giza Plateau and the plateau itself is so incredible, so awe-inspiring and narrative-shattering that I have been sitting here for the last hour trying to wrap my head around the implications of what we were just told. So this is pretty much breaking news because the new findings were announced on the 16th of March at a press conference held by the team who was studying the Great Pyramid of Giza with a non-invasive technology that was first developed by Filippo Bionde and Corrado Malanga called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography.
Fuck, that's a
This
mouthful.
was used to explore the internal
Chiropractic
structure
talk.
of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And this method leverages the analysis of micro movements typically generated by background seismic activity to achieve a high-resolution, full 3D tomographic imagery of the pyramid's interior and subsurface components. The recent findings from deploying this technology are nothing short of mind-blowing, because what's been discovered is that there are huge structures coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock, in fact over 600 meters deep, which then connects to structures that extend up to 2 kilometers below the surface of the ground. 2 kilometers. Massive internal structures connected to the base of the pyramid and extending deep, deep down. This is what we know so far.
What does your friend think about it?
Which friend?
The one that you said it's bullshit.
Oh, that's not my friend. That's Zawi Hawass.
Okay.
Zawi Hawass is the head of antiquities in Egypt. He's like the head guy that talks to the archaeologists and gives the official narrative. In the past, he's been extremely hostile to Graham Hancock, but Graham Hancock and him have now become friends.
Oh, yes. I
And
do
they're
know this guy.
coordinating. Graham is a lovely guy. The people that like are enemies with him just need to get to know him and hang out with him. He's a genuine, real human being who's trying to find the truth.
The claim sounds extraordinary. Enormous symmetrical chambers stretching nearly 2 kilometers below the Great Pyramid. But here's what's real and what isn't. No verified scientific publication or Egyptian antiquities report has confirmed any such underground structures. The so-called LiDAR revelations came from an online group using something they called synthetic atmosphere, aperture radar, Doppler tomography, a phrase that doesn't exist in peer-reviewed geophysical literature. Experts quickly pointed out that these visuals were likely misinterpretations of surface echo data or entirely synthetic renders meant for digital modeling, not physical excavation. Dr. Zahi Hawass, Egypt's former Minister of Antiquities, dismissed the story within hours, calling it pure fantasy. His own excavations at Giza, some of the most thorough in history, revealed a maze of small tunnels, workmen's quarters, and shafts beneath the plateau, but nothing remotely resembling massive coiled pillars or 2-kilometer-deep cavities. The geological makeup of the Giza Plateau itself makes such voids impossible. The limestone bedrock would collapse long before forming a chamber of that scale. Even Graham Hancock, often at odds with mainstream Egyptology, has recently acknowledged that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And in this case, there simply isn't any. The images that circulated were not released by an official scientific body, nor verified by the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. Still, the fascination endures because it taps into something ancient in human imagination, the sense that the pyramids guard secrets not yet revealed. And in a way, they do. Beneath Giza are known tunnels and boat pits, some still unexplored, holding the remains of ceremonial vessels used to transport the pharaoh's spirit into eternity. Those are real, measurable, and deeply symbolic, but they belong to human hands, not hidden technologies. The truth, stripped of digital illusion, is still astonishing. The Great Pyramid stands not as a mystery from another world, but as the most enduring monument of one, ours. Göbekli Tepe, the buried city that rewrites history on the Joe Rogan Experience. Researcher and storyteller Jimmy Corsetti dives into one of archaeology's most haunting enigmas, the ancient hill of Göbekli Tepe. He calls it the ultimate ancient conspiracy theory. A site older than Stonehenge by thousands of years, built at a time when humanity was supposed to be primitive and scattered. But what shocks him most isn't what's been found, it's what remains buried. For reasons that seem tangled in politics, tourism, and mystery, only a fraction of the site has been unearthed. And Corsetti believes that hidden beneath the soil may lie answers about the origins of civilization itself, or the reason those answers were covered up.
So, Göbekli Tepe, brother, if there is such a thing as an ancient conspiracy theory, it's this. So, I remember hearing Graham Hancock come on your show back in like 2015 or 2017, and he was talking about Göbekli Tepe. And at that time, he had shared that the site was only approximately 5% excavated. It's the first video on my channel. It's like August 2017, and I shared the details of it. These pillars dates back 11,600 years. It appears to be purposely buried at the same time of the Younger Dryas climate catastrophe. This is fascinating. And excavations were continuing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to backburn this topic of Göbekli Tepe for a little while, let them further their excavations, and I'll revisit this later when there's something new to share. So earlier this summer, I'm like, all right, let me revisit Göbekli Tepe and see what's new there. And I was astonished to learn that 5% figure was still the same. Have you heard this?
Yeah, I've watched your videos on it.
Yeah, YouTube channel, Bright Insight. Subscribe.
It's
Don't forget to shout, Jim.
undeniably strange. Your videos are undeniably strange. So here's some images where you could see what it kind of looks like, along with this globalheritagefund.org story on it.
So
it shows 5%, 5%.
Right. And that figure is still the same as of 2023. Yeah. I had partnered, there's a lady who does tours there and corroborated the 5% figure, and then there's a gentleman named Hugh Newman, who's an author and also leads tours, and he communicated with me that what they were going to do, and I couldn't believe this, they're going to defer a full-scale excavation for, quote, future generations with a 150-year estimated time frame for a full excavation of Göbekli Tepe. And I'm like, wait a second. Are you serious? Like, this makes no sense. We're talking about arguably not just the world's oldest ancient site, but arguably the most mysterious, because it's like you were just saying, it's not supposed to exist. Based on everything we were taught in school, it's supposed to be the Sumerians. And then you have the site of Göbekli Tepe, made up of sophisticated pillars and concentric circles.
At least 5,000 years older.
Yeah, that older than almost 7,000 years older than Stonehenge, and Stonehenge is a mystery of itself.
Right.
So I start Googling and looking into the details. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. How could they defer excavations for future generations when this may be the most important ancient site on Earth involving our mysterious lost ancient past? And so I started digging into this, and I couldn't believe what I found. So they were doing large-scale excavations, but that has since ceased. Just to clarify, they are still excavating Göbekli Tepe, but they have rolled and dialed back the large-scale excavations of the years prior, and they are focusing on conservation and tourism management of the site. And like I said, with a 150-year time frame, and I'm like, wait a second. I can't, and I have all the screenshots in that folder.
Because of funding?
Absolutely not. So not only have they never claimed that it's related to funding, but this is where things get bizarre, is that there's a Turkish conglomerate called the Doges Group, which consists of 250 companies within Turkey. It's $1 billion industry, and they're the ones that took over management and funding of the site back in 2017, and they announced this at all places, the World Economic Forum meeting in Davos. In 2016 is when they announced this partnership. Initial funding of $15 million. At that time, they set up the infrastructure for tourism. Roads, sidewalks, walkways, roofing platforms. And since then is when they dialed back the excavations. And I'm like, this makes absolutely no sense. So let me just be crystal clear here. It has nothing to do with funding, and they've never claimed it has anything to do with funding. But their excuses, they have said, one of which is that, well, we want to wait for future technologies to develop so we can more safely excavate the site. And I'm like, wait a second, hold on a second. We're talking about pillars buried in dirt. It's 2024. Do not tell me that we do not have the technological capability to dig rocks up.
What would be an alternative explanation?
So, okay, this is where things get fun.
Oh, boy.
So,
rabbit hole, here we
go.
go.
Fun. I love a good rabbit hole.
Let me say a couple things before I get into it. One of which is that them saying that they're waiting for a future technology to develop to safely excavate the site, I'm like, what type of magical shovel or pressure water hose are we talking about here?
Vacuum, a dirt vacuum.
Right. And since they're saying that they're continuing to excavate the site today, since they're saying they continue to excavate the site today, I'm like, well, which is it? Are you saying that you're doing so in unsafe methods? And I already know that's not the answer, because there's been no issue with destructing the site from digging it up. It's not like they broke a pillar and like, oh dang, wait a second, we need to walk this back. We're not doing things safely.
Right.
That's not the case here. So there are a few explanations here.
Okay, that's what I want to hear.
So one of which is that the most logical explanation, this is the less conspiratorial one, which is that it has to do with money. You have this Turkish conglomerate of people that are saturated with members of the World Economic Forum. For example, the CEO of the Doges Group is a longtime member of the World Economic Forum. Let me backburn the World Economic Forum for a half a second. They're business people. They took over the site, and it's all about money now. Back in 2019, Göbekli Tepe had approximately 19,000 visitors yearly. Now it's at 500,000. Their focus, if nothing else, they're just trying to bring revenue in. It's all about money. Yeah, they don't care about excavating the rest of the site.
If they spend 15 more million, it's not going to bring 15 more million in revenue.
Right, and they just want their money back. Okay.
Right. Okay.
But I'm like, well,
that makes sense.
It does make sense.
To weigh in on that real quick, it also, the mystery plays, that site is probably the second most popular place on the planet with people like ourselves. And the more mystery is there, the more money, the more like, we deal in mystery. So if they excavate everything and we know everything there is about that site and it's all super mundane and there's nothing cool about it anymore, that tit dries up and there's no milk coming out.
Yeah, but how could it ever stop being cool?
I agree.
It doesn't make any sense.
I agree with that. But
that one doesn't make any sense.
That's a Zahi Hawass kind of thing. He's of the same opinion where I think a lot of the same things, happen in Egypt for the same reason. Zahi Hawass is quoted with saying that those New Age people, it doesn't matter what happens in Egypt. Egypt, the New Age people, they come. It's about tourism. Ever since the Arab Spring, tourism in Egypt's been lower. So I think a lot of the same, we're going to talk in a minute about the hidden chamber in the pyramid that they've located and still haven't excavated for whatever fucking reason. I think that might be part of it. If you want to get super mundane and not conspiratorial, it's just a simple. The tourists keep coming while there's a mystery there. As soon as we open that up, it's just an empty chamber.
I don't buy that.
Me
I think
either.
The mystery of the structures themselves that we have completely excavated is just so fascinating.
So let me be clear on Göbekli Tepe. It's somewhere between 5 and 10% excavated. Which means that
it says some archaeological sites that where only 10% or less have been uncovered.
None of which date back anywhere near remotely as old as Göbekli Tepe. And so just to put this into perspective, Göbekli Tepe, according to ground penetrating radar, consists of approximately 200 T-shaped pillars. Only 72 of them have been unearthed. And as of just a few years ago, they're dialing that back to fully excavate them, which again, the 150-year time frame. And I'm like, this is entirely unacceptable. There could be hidden answers about our lost ancient past waiting to be discovered on these pillars, because all the pillars are trying to tell us some sort of story. They all have depictions, animals, all kinds of things on them.
There's the shaman with the bag.
Right, which is
very interesting.
Right, we've seen that from the Sumerians. We've seen it in South America.
The bag thing is very fascinating.
It is. It's hotly debated.
I'm sure. You could say maybe it's a tool bag. You could say maybe it's psychedelics he's got in that bag.
Academics say it's just water.
Water.
It's a water bucket.
You guys familiar with the work of Martin Sweatman?
Excuse me?
You guys familiar with the work of Martin Sweatman?
Yeah.
No, I am not.
He's the one that he was on Ancient Apocalypse season 1 for a minute. He's the guy who's made basically a star map of that pillar 43, and in his opinion, those 3 handbags at the top were 3 sunrises. And if that's the case, that would almost make sense, because then like a picture of an Assyrian holding that would be like a holding of astronomical knowledge. Like this symbol could have been a symbol of knowledge of astronomy, which is one thing, honestly, about Göbekli Tepe.
Could have been a book bag.
It could have been a book bag.
Right? It kind of makes sense. They probably had to travel around with their books.
So here's the thing. That pillar, that's just one pillar out of 200. And here we are debating. We don't even know what it is. It's all conjecture.
Pull that up, Jamie, so we can see what that pillar looks like.
So this Göbekli Tepe situation is far more bizarre than we've described so far.
I think the logical explanation, though, is that you have massive tourist revenue coming to see it as is. Why spend more money and excavate these things?
I think that's
this is the pillar.
I think that's the most logical explanation, but it could be more insidious than that, because
that's one pillar.
That's pillar 43, the most debated one of them all, and there's approximately 128 more pillars that are still buried in the earth.
What's that bird doing holding the earth?
Dr. Martin Sweatman, his first paper on Göbekli Tepe's pillar 43, he's got Scorpio in the bottom. He believes that's Sagittarius, that's the sun, and if that's one. Basically, it's a star map denoting the time that the comet smacked the earth. Is what he believes. Each one of those V's, his latest paper on it, each one of those V symbols is a day. In his opinion, each one of those boxes is a month. And there is basically a full year denoting the whole thing, the way he's broke it down. It's very interesting stuff. And one of the things that's wild to me, when we talk about like the lack of further excavations, is almost every pillar we bring up has new symbology, new symbols, new iconography. If we're trying to find some sort of ancient proto-language or something, we need more symbols. We need more things unearthed.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's completely opposed by the mainstream archaeology. The idea that these guys had any sort of written language is fucking ridiculous.
And what are the theories involved in, I know it's been theorized that it was purposely covered in dirt.
It really looks like it. If you look at pictures of the excavation, it looks like it was all piled in with stones and dirt, because if it was some sort of natural event, it would have destroyed the pillars. The pillars are preserved. So it wasn't just blown in with dust. If you look at it, it's gravel, and like as Graham Hancock has explained, that Klaus Schmidt, the original excavator of the site before his untimely passing in 2014, the people that have worked the site believe it was intentionally buried. That is debated in academia today.
But isn't there also carbon isotope dating of the ground soil that shows it's the same age throughout the entire whatever feet it is of the dirt that's covering it?
And so it's very apparent that it was purposely buried. And what's interesting about that is that it coincides exactly with the Younger Dryas climate catastrophe. So if you want an alternative idea
Could it be
mudslides?
mudslides?
No, because it would destroy those pillars.
knock them over at least.
Yeah, that I've seen that in Iraq with the statues.
Right.
So we'll share. Let's talk about this in a second. This is where things get wild. So
That's before the excavation. This is an aerial photo from what year is this?
That should be 2004. Or excuse me. That would be before 1994. They started excavations in 1994, 1995.
So that is when it was just dirt.
Correct.
Everybody thought it was just a regular hillside, which makes you wonder how many more are there out there.
Well, they're finding dozens of other sites around Turkey that are
all
even
over
older.
the place.
And
Even older.
yes. So let me tell you a few different things about Göbekli Tepe. When you bring up pictures of the pillars, notice how they all annotate animals on them.
Yeah.
Now, this is a fun topic, and I have a few other things to share. One of which is that if you want to talk about reasons not to excavate it, I'll give you two possibilities. And this is just conjecture. I don't know what the answer is. Let me say this up front. But part of it could have a religious implication as well as a climate change implication. Let me start with that. So we know it is an established fact that the Younger Dryas climate catastrophe happened between 12,800 and 11,600 years ago. We know that there was vast changes in weather patterns throughout the northern hemisphere. The only part of it that's debated, and as well as near extinction events or extinction events of many different mammals in North America, what we know is that something happened. Whatever it is what's debated, whether it's a cosmic impact, whether it's a pole shift, whether it's sun cycles, all kinds of conjecture all the way around. But when I mentioned the WEF, they are the biggest proponents of the man-made climate change narrative. They're the ones that want to get rid of gas-powered stoves. They want us to get rid of vehicles. They are pushing their initiatives around the world, and they believe that we're destroying the planet. I'm not saying they're entirely wrong, but I don't agree with their ways of going about it, but that's a side point. But here's the thing. When you look at the legend of Noah's flood and Noah's Ark and the flood, so I'm not suggesting that there was a flood that covered every mountain on Earth, and nor am I suggesting that there was a boat that housed every species of animal on Earth. However, if Noah's Ark existed, many believe that it was crashed onto Mount Ararat, which is also in Turkey. And something fascinating is that in the Bible, in Genesis 8:20, some of the first verses after Noah emerged from the flood, is that he was said to have constructed an altar to the Lord where he sacrificed some of every clean animal and some of every clean bird. Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey, and every single one of those pillars annotates animals. And some have suggested that it could be Noah's altar. Now, that could be one reason why they wouldn't want to excavate it, is because Turkey is an Islamic country, and if there was some Christian religious belief that was corroborated, they might not want that to happen. Another possibility is that the site itself might corroborate the Younger Dryas climate catastrophe. And when we're in a time frame where they don't like talking, academics, they don't like talking about cataclysms. They want to pretend they didn't happen. They want everything to be man-made climate change.
Göbekli Tepe is not myth or rumor. It is real, carved into the dusty hills of southeastern Turkey, its pillars rising from a man-made mound that predates the Egyptian pyramids by more than 6,000 years. Discovered in the 1990s, it forced archaeologists to rewrite the timeline of human civilization. The site's oldest layers date to around 9,600 BC, the end of the Ice Age. Hunter-gatherers, once believed to lack organized religion or architecture, built colossal limestone columns arranged in circular enclosures. Each pillar bears carvings of foxes, vultures, snakes, and scorpions, imagery that feels less like decoration and more like a forgotten language. Corsetti is right about one thing. Only a small portion of Göbekli Tepe has been excavated. Estimates vary between 5 and 10%. But the reason isn't conspiracy. It's conservation. Archaeologists slowed the dig to protect fragile structures from erosion and tourism damage. After the death of its original excavator, Klaus Schmidt, Turkish authorities shifted the focus toward preservation, funding roofs and walkways before resuming deeper digs. The work continues, but carefully. The claim of a 150-year delay for future generations, while sensational, reflects a long-term research plan, not a political cover-up. Modern excavation methods favor slow exposure to prevent collapse and maintain cultural heritage, a standard applied at many world sites, from Pompeii to Luxor. Corsetti also touches on more provocative ideas that Göbekli Tepe might be linked to Noah's Ark ancient cataclysms, or even the Younger Dryas impact theory. While the flood myth and the Younger Dryas cooling event do share a rough timeline, no evidence connects the site to biblical events. What is true is that the region endured sudden climate change around 11,600 years ago, an environmental upheaval that could explain why its builders buried their temple beneath layers of earth and rubble. Whether this was ritual closure or survival strategy remains unknown. The carvings on Pillar 43, the so-called vulture stone, may depict constellations or celestial alignments, as researcher Martin Sweatman proposes. Yet most archaeologists interpret them differently, not as star maps, but as sacred symbols of death and rebirth. So while Göbekli Tepe continues to inspire speculation about lost civilizations, the real story may be even more powerful. Ordinary humans, at the dawn of agriculture, joined together to build a monument so advanced it shattered our assumptions about who we once were. The site remains a mirror buried in stone, one that reflects the moment humanity first looked up at the stars and realized it could shape its own world.